this hands-on experience, I find myself at the Glendale Treatment Facility. If the nose is any indication, this is going to be quite the experience, probably one of the stinkiest and dirtiest I've ever done with city employees, and I couldn't be more excited. All right, Jeremy.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me where we are and what this is.
Okay, we're at the Glendale Treatment Facility. This is our digester. We've taken it down. After time, we built grit in the bottom of the tank, and so we're taking it down to gain that capacity back. We actually had about 4 foot of material inside that we had to remove.
When you say material, do you mean like what's flushed from the toilet material?
No, not exactly. So what happens in the wastewater plant, we've got a biological process here. And as a biological process, you have microorganisms that are reproducing. So we try to keep those microorganisms at a certain sludge age. That being said, we return some of that sludge back to the head of the plant so that it keeps doing its process. We have to waste off some of that stuff so we can keep that sludge at a certain age. Our grit system isn't up to par what it needs to be, but so this is what we do. We have to do to, and grit is very difficult to get out of wastewater. The finer molecule sand, right now, especially in Florida, to get that fine sand out of the digestion process.
So it's my lucky day. This hasn't been done for years.
Yeah, exactly.
So we, me, we're going in there.
We're going in the tank, yeah.
Where's the door?
That's the door.
That's the door.
There's 6 hatches on top. Also, you could get into it that way. Matter of fact, up until 2008, the hatches in top are the only way to get into it. That wasn't even there. We cut those in 2008.
Let's go look at the door.
Absolutely.
That's not a big door.
No, it's not a big door. You good?
My stomach just started going. I'm totally getting in. I'm not in yet, but
She's almost on. There you go.
okay.
There you go. Yeah, right above your head. There you go. You're good. Almost. One more step. You're on the floor.
Okay, that wasn't so bad. All right, so what's the plan?
All right, so the plan
Jeremy?
is there's 8 cannon mixers. This is a cannon mixer all the way around the tank, and there's one in the center. What those cannon mixers do is we usually run this tank at about 16 to 18 feet sludge level. You keep it at that level because the cannon mixers work best when they're at a full level, and that's what keeps rolling the sludge in here, and that betters our treatment process.
Okay.
So if we didn't have mixing in here, the sludge would all be stagnant in one spot and not get any kind of treatment. So this keeps everything moving, and what we're going to be doing today is running water through them to inspect all of our lines to make sure that the mixing, we have no gas leaks, because we can't see the gas leaks when it's full. Yeah, exactly. We can't get in here. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Okay, so that's step 1.
Yep.
Okay. So how much water's getting put in this?
Not much. All we're doing is we're going to just run water through it to make sure we have no leaks in any of our lines.
Okay, so we're not gonna be like swimming.
No.
Okay,
No.
like,
No.
I just got to get up the ladder.
Yeah. No.
Oh, there it is.
So that's what we're going to get.
And so will water get turned on at all of them?
No, just one at a time.
Oh, okay.
Hey, turn it off. That was okay.
Whew. That was a little smelly.
Then he can go ahead and shut it off, swap it.
So you're just looking at these pipes?
Yeah, I'm just looking, make sure I don't see any kind of water running down the tank, and we should be in good shape. And we got good flow to each one of them.
Oh, okay.
If you look up at the top where the Cannon mixers are, you can see how much sludge, it's actually throwing that sludge all the way up and hitting the roof of the thing. And you see every single one of them has
I just
that.
noticed that.
So that means they're working really well. They've been doing a good job, so that's good to see, actually.
So it literally just comes like...
Yeah, what it does is it sends that gas into that Cannon mixer, and then that basically becomes a venturi, and it shoots it up, and that carries the sludge with it. So you're bringing the sludge up from the bottom, and it's throwing it to the top, and it's just
keeps doing it over and over. Now, do all
eight? Yeah.
Do all of them run at the same time?
At the same time, absolutely.
So
it's
never
constantly
stops.
rolling. Yeah, it never stops. No. Yeah, they're constantly running.
So there's 2 of these.
Yes.
Do they both run?
They do.
All the time?
Yeah,
Obviously
all the time.
not.
Not right now when we're cleaning out, but yes.
They both run
when
all
we're
the
in
time.
normal operation, they run all the time.
How has this one been down?
Lost its capacity.
Affected that one.
We have enough detention time to meet our rules and regulations of sludge, so it really doesn't affect us that much, other than we lose a little bit of gas production, which we have a combustion generator for diesel, or actually methane, and that's what we're trying to make more gas and run it longer, because the longer we can run it, the more power we produce and the cheaper and the money we're saving for the city.
Now, when will this one be back up and running?
We'll probably get it buttoned up maybe today or tomorrow, and we'll start filling it. It'll take me about 9 days to fill it to operating level, and then once we get to operating level, it just takes a little bit of time for the temperature and everything. Here we go. It just takes a little bit of time for the bugs to become acclimated, and within about 20 days it should take, and we'll start producing gas from this digester.
Jeremy, how long have you been with the city?
I've been with the city 13 years.
And has it always been with this department?
Yes, always with this department.
Because holy cow, you really seem like you know what you're talking about. I'm impressed.
I've been doing this fresh out of high school. I was 18 years old, and a friend of mine called me and said, "Hey, do you want to get into wastewater treatment?" Didn't know anything about it. Luckily, I was always really good at math and science, and that's 2 things you usually. There's actually more science I wish I would have taken now, and I am fixing to start college courses, which I never thought I'd do. But yeah, just to further my career, because kind of right now I'm stopped. There's nowhere I can go further without a degree. So my son starts elementary school in next year, and I'll be starting college. So that's pretty cool.
And hopefully you graduate before he does.
Yeah, exactly.
So once these have been tested, is that it?
That's pretty much all we're gonna do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
How old is this tank?
This tank was built in the 50s.
Oh my.
Yeah. It's changed a little bit. I know originally it was just an open tank, and then they put the floating covers on it for digestion, but yeah, this was built in the 50s.
Do they have a lifespan? Or?
Usually concrete has a 100-year lifespan, and then it deteriorates for 100 years. That's the rule of thumb about concrete.
But then
we have
covering.
We have original 1926 tanks out back we reused. We've recoated and reused.
Wow.
So yeah.
So it passed its test?
Yeah, everything's passed. I think we're in good shape.
It's so neat to learn about all the things that the city does for its residents that the residents have no clue, which is good. You just want to flush your toilet and go on with your day. You don't want to have to think about this stuff. So that's why I love doing these videos, because the average person would have no clue that this exists. I'm never gonna look at this hole the same way again. I'm coming out. It's a boy!
it.